Hello, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Lori Vida. Today I'm joined by Stamford Mayor Caroline Simmons, Jody Bishop Pullen, the city's Director of Health and Human Services, and Dr. Asha Shah, Director of Infectious Diseases at Stamford Health. Thank you for joining me to discuss the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's recent health advisory regarding flu, COVID-19, and RSV this season, and what Stamford residents can do to protect themselves from severe illness.
Thank you for having us. Public health and safety is one of our top priorities, and I'm really glad that we're having this conversation today. And we're grateful to be joined by healthcare experts and leaders like Jody and Dr. Shah to explain what this advisory means for our residents and how you can keep yourselves safe and healthy this holiday season.
I totally agree. Let me start with you, Dr. Shah. Could you give us some background on the CDC's recent advisory?
Absolutely. So we recently received a health advisory from the CDC alerting us that hospitalizations for flu, COVID-19, and RSV have increased by nearly 50% or more amongst all age groups across the country. And what we're seeing here in Stamford is also a similar increase in the number of cases of flu, COVID, and RSV in the recent weeks. So we are definitely in the season.
Those statistics are certainly concerning. What do you recommend we do to protect ourselves?
So the best way that we can protect ourselves is number one is being up to date on your vaccinations. This is the first season that we have vaccinations for all three of these respiratory viruses, mainly influenza, COVID-19, and RSV. These vaccines provide protection from severe illness and hospitalization. And it's definitely encouraged for everyone to get them that's eligible for them. Other things to do are the principles of infection prevention, tried and true, hand hygiene, wash your hands, stay home when you're sick, cover your cough, wear a mask if you're symptomatic in public, and get tested if you're feeling sick.
Those are really helpful recommendations. Jody, can I ask you who should get vaccines for these three illnesses?
Well, I'll talk about the COVID and flu vaccines first. Everyone ages 6 months and older may get the flu and COVID vaccines. Adults just need one dose of the updated COVID 19 vaccine to be up to date. But it's important to remember if your last COVID 19 shot was before September 12th of this year, then you are not up to date. Updated COVID 19 vaccines and flu shots are available at most pharmacies and clinics in Stamford. Visit vaccines.gov to find a location near you. Stamford residents age 18 and older who do not have health insurance, or as well as children who live in Connecticut, may get a free COVID 19 vaccine or flu shot at our 137 Henry Street Clinic. Call 203 977 5385 to make an appointment. Now, for RSV, infants, young children, and adults ages 60 years and older may get an RSV vaccine. Please connect with your doctor or healthcare provider, though, about where you can get an RSV vaccine. Dr. Shah, would you like to advise on getting the vaccines at the same time?
Sure. So you may get the flu and COVID-19 vaccines at the same time. So at the same visit for convenience. If you can get them both, I would get them. If you've had COVID-19, a common question is when should you get the updated shot? The recommendation is that you can consider waiting for 3 months after your COVID-19 infection or from when you received a positive test if you've had no symptoms to get that vaccine. I also recommend discussing this with your doctor or your healthcare provider and in terms of what the appropriate timing is for you. In terms of the RSV vaccine, it's recommended for certain at-risk groups, mainly for the elderly population and for pregnant women. And so if you feel that you are in one of those categories that would be eligible for the RSV vaccine, it's something that you should be discussing with your healthcare provider as well. The main takeaway for everyone listening is to get your flu shot, updated COVID-19 vaccine, and RSV vaccine if you are eligible to protect you against severe disease and hospitalization.
That is really helpful information. Thank you, Jody and Dr. Shaw. Mayor Simmons, before we close, where can residents go to get more information?
Sure. So if residents have additional questions, please don't hesitate to call the Stamford Department of Health and Human Services directly. That number is 203-977-4846. And also to learn more about COVID-19, flu, or RSV, you can always visit our stanfordct.gov website. And that is where our Department of Health will be providing updates as they become available. And you can follow our social media pages. The Department of Health posts on Facebook, X, or Instagram.
Very helpful. Thank you all for joining me today so we can share this important information with the Stamford community.
And thank you for helping us get this timely message out to our residents. We want to wish everyone a safe and healthy holiday season and a very happy new year.
Absolutely. And to all of you as well. To learn more about how you can protect yourself from COVID-19, the flu, and RSV, visit stanfordct.gov or call 203-977-4846.